Okay, so today is welcome to the Inspirational Ambivert YouTube channel. This is live, by the way. Today is April the 18th, which is Good Friday, and it's 9:15, so it's live. We're going live. So just a quick introduction to what my channel's about is it's called Inspirational Ambivert. If you do check out my channel, I do discuss things like that are in and around personal growth, power of motivation, self-improvement, resilience, determination, addictions like drug addictions, things like that, and rising above obstacles and challenges, amongst other things. Basically, what I'm going to discuss is things that I hope I can share my perspective on and hopefully help people. But obviously, I don't have all the answers, but I'm just doing the best I can. I'm just going to turn the lighting down a little bit because it's a bit too bright. Sorry about that. That's better. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is, I definitely know about this. I can definitely talk about this, is being bald. And as you can see, there's no hair on my head, to state the obvious. Follically challenged, whatever you want to call it. I've got no hair. And I'm good with it now because I live with it. It's all good. But years ago, when I was younger, so I'm 42 now, but when I was younger, when I started to go bald, it was a big, massive insecurity for me. I was really paranoid and worried about it. It wasn't good. So thinking, started to go bald early as well. I used to have, believe it or not, I used to have blonde hair, like blondie brown hair, but it was like mousy and thin. And I began to recede at the sides because people go bald in different ways. Sometimes people go bald from the top of the head here, but mostly I have gone bald there as well. Don't worry, I've got hair at the sides. That's it. So I can look. If I do grow my hair, I look like a monk now, which isn't a good look in my opinion. It looks silly. But the receding started to begin at the top of the head there. So you've got hair. Imagine you've got hair coming down here. I had hair coming down a fringe, whatever you want to call it, at the front of my head, and it just started to go up and up and up. And then I started noticing this. One of my colleagues at the time pointed out to me. She said, "Oh, you're going to go bald. You're going bald early." And I thought, "Oh, really? Gutted." And I was looking at my hair, thinking, "Oh no, I'm receding." And at the time, I was really insecure about it. It didn't feel good. I just tried my best, kept cutting my hair short, trying to deal with it. But people would point it out, "Oh, you're going bald," and say things, etc. So I was deeply insecure about it. It was for me at the time, especially when you're young, you're a bit more self-conscious, aren't you? You don't really know yourself as well, and it can be a big deal. It can be a big deal at the time. So moving on. So I know that some people have hair transplants and things like that, which is fine, up to the individual. But I didn't. I just kept it going. I kept my hair for as long as I could, and then I just didn't look good. It looked terrible. So as they say, less is more, innit? Less is more, because if you just imagine a comb over or something like that. I think I'm not going to do that because that looks absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. Some people back in the day, people used to do that. I don't think they do it as much so now. What's the other option? Obviously, I've already mentioned hair transplant, but I didn't want to do that either. You keep what you've got and just hope for the best. And what else is there? Trying to think what else. Oh, or a wig. Imagine a wig. No, I thought, I'm not doing that. I'm not wearing a wig. That'd be stupid. But luckily, comment below if you think so. I think my head suits being bald, luckily. So some people, they're going bald, they might not get away with it so well because the head can be like a different shape, let's say, and it can look silly on some people, bald heads. But luckily for me, from my opinion, obviously not everyone might not agree with this, but I've got the right type of head which suits being bald. And once it starts to go, then you've got to think less is more. Because if you've got hair coming out the sides here, and there's nothing on top, imagine, but there's hair at the sides, it doesn't look good unless you want to go for the monk look. But no, it's not a good look. So at first, carrying on. So the thing is, once I was her, I was insecure about it. But once I shaved it off, the insecurity was gone. The problem is gone. It's finished because there's nothing else there to worry about. Your hair's gone. So it's not the end of the world. I thought it was at the end of the world at the time when I was younger, but as I got older, I realised it's not that bad. And at first, I used to just imagine just a shaver. So I'd shave it, but it only got, like an electric shaver, should I say? I shaved it, but it didn't go as. Sorry, I'm not wording this well. I used to shave it with an electric shaver, but it was still a little. You could still see it more. I still see the hair a little bit. But what I found was better was like a Bic razor or a Mac 3. I felt like I just felt better once I got rid of it. The problem's gone. And also I just find I'm my own, well, kind of my own hairdresser to an extent because I've no hair. And I can just bick it off whenever I need to. And now I just feel more confident about it because the problem's gone. The hair's gone. I don't have it. It's gone. See you later. And I think that's very empowering. So if you are going bald, and you're not going to if you're not going to go down the hair transplant route, being bald's not so bad. You can make the best of it, and it can, and just being confident with who you are, basically, being happy with the way you look. And I'm happy with the way I look without hair. I like the fact that I've got no hair. I suppose I've no choice. Being honest, no choice. It's gone. It's going. You've got to live with it. You've got to accept it. You've got to move on, and if you've got the right shape of head, you can look good. And then what you find is instead of people looking at your hair, they're going to look into your eyes instead, which is good. Anyway, so that's my opinion on being bald. So that's that. So I'm going to move on now. Enough of the bald talk. And if anyone's got any comments about that, please share. Anyway, so moving on. So now I'm going to talk about depression. And particularly, I'm not going to cover everything. I'm not a psychologist or anything like that at all. I'm not a qualified psychologist. But I'm going to give my perspective on when you think you might have depression, but when it might not be. So I'm going to rule out when it, in my opinion, like you think you've got depression, but you haven't really, because it's because of other things. But again, this is my perspective. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean I'm completely right, but it's just my perspective. I'm going to share it with you. So let's just discuss. So depression. What's depression? It's repressed emotions, isn't it? It's you're not really you're not dealing with your emotions, and a lot of the time, it's obviously women get depressed as well. But a lot of the time, with men, when they get depressed, we don't really deal with our emotions very well. We don't share them. We keep them bottled up. We keep them repressed. We keep them inside, but they're still bloody there, though. And they're not being dealt with. So they're going to build up. And that's not a good thing, is it? And as they say, a problem shared is a problem halved. So discussing about your issues can open you up. And if you talk to the right kind of people, they're going to be receptive to you. But anyway, so when moving on, sorry, I'm just trying to talk. So some people struggle, think that, anyway, so I'm going off track a little bit. But anyway, so usually let's think about men at the moment, because obviously I'm a man. So I'm giving my perspective as a man with depression, obviously. And another thing to know is I know depression can be quite a complex issue. There's much more to it than what I'm going to say. I'm not covering everything here, nowhere near it, because it's so individualized and it's so broad. And I do believe it does exist, but I think a lot of the time people think they're depressed and they're just not. They're just not. And let me explain that. A lot of the time, you imagine this scenario. Someone's depressed. They're not happy. They feel shitty, right? But think about the let's put everything into perspective now. So this person's saying that they're depressed, but sometimes what happens is that person that is depressed feels bad. They feel terrible. I'm not denying that, because they do. But a lot of the time, there's a lot of factors. So what are these factors? Let's go through them. Imagine that you drink every single day. You're drinking alcohol every single day. You're seshing all the time. You're taking drugs, maybe. You're eating rubbish food non-stop. So if you're eating crappy food, you're eating too much sugary food, you're eating rubbish. You don't work. You don't do anything. You just sat in your room all day. You're not getting adequate sleep. You're not getting adequate nutrition. You're poisoning yourself with alcohol and drugs and other things. And how are you going to feel after that? Because trust me, I've been there. I've done it. I've done it to an extent. I've done the drugs. I've done the alcohol. And guess what? You're going to feel absolutely, once the high is gone, you're going to feel so down. You're going to feel you'll be so malnourished. You're lacking in sleep. You're lacking in nutrition. You're lacking in everything. And you're going to feel terrible. You're going to feel terrible. And that's when people can think, actually, I'm depressed. I'm depressed. It's depression's fault, this. It's depression's fault that I'm feeling this bad. But no, it's not. No, it's not. Not in this case. So you need to, if you think you're depressed, but imagine if you're living healthily, you're training, you're exercising, you work, you're surrounded by positive people, life's good, and you still feel bad, then that's a different matter entirely, isn't it? That's a different matter entirely. And yes, seek medical professional help. Because if everything in your life's going really well, and you're surrounded by all this positivity and you're still feeling in a depressed state, I think that's genuine depression, in my opinion, definitely. And again, there's much more to this, and everyone's different. Everyone's got their own perspective. But a lot of people are saying that they're depressed, and then they go on antidepressants, but they're living such an unhealthy lifestyle, and they're creating their own chaos. They're creating their own mess. And then they're saying that they're depressed, and they're not. In my opinion, in that situation, you're not doing yourself any favors. I'm not denying that you're going to feel bad about things. You're not going to feel healthy or good about things, are you? Really, you're going to feel horrible because you're coming down. You're just depleted about anything that's good. So in order to, if you are feeling depressed, but you're not doing all these other things, your life's a mess. Let's say your life's a mess and you're feeling depressed, and it's easier said than done, but one step at a time, find the easiest thing, and then try and improve your diet. Don't drink as much. Don't take drugs, obviously. It's going to make you feel rubbish. And then once you've ruled all those things out, then see how you feel. So if you're living a healthy lifestyle, you're being successful, you've got a good job, you're doing really well, you've got good family, friends around you, your life's overall, let's say, positive, more than negative. I think a lot of the time, those people that say they're depressed when life isn't so good, and then they improve it, that depressive state should diminish, shouldn't it? You should feel better. But again, obviously, if that's not achieved, and you still feel bad, even though your life's great and everything's amazing, and you're still feeling depressed, then please do find help. Because let's think about the story now. So I've known 4 people. 3 of them were like acquaintances, and 1 was a close friend. And all these men were in their 30s, and they committed suicide. They're all dead. It sounds really depressing, sorry. But they obviously they lived similar lives to that, what I've just said. They were doing a lot of the wrong things. They were in a depressive state of mind. They didn't look after themselves the best, let's say. And there's probably a lot of reasons for that, which I can't go into right now because there's too much to say, really. And I don't know all the information, if I'm honest, but I do know that they repressed their emotions. They didn't deal with things properly, and it led to them killing themselves, which is sad, really. So if anyone else is out there, and I know it's not easy, but just try and get help if you can. If you want to leave any comments, then I'll try and respond the best I can. I don't have all the answers though. But that's just anyway. So that's my thoughts on when depression might not be depression. It might not be. So to give yourself a good fighting chance, because I know life's hard sometimes. Basically, try and live a healthy life if you can, and hope to see how you feel after that, one step at a time. Anyway, so that's that. So let me just go to comments. So Sander B, let's have a look. So who helps you with accepting the fact that you're going bald? How did it affect you as a person at first? It definitely suits you, by the way. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for the comment. So let's break that question down. What helped me with accepting the fact? It took time because I was fighting it for a while, because I used to like gel my hair thinking, I can get away with it. I'll be fine. And just kind of sadly hoping that it'll be okay. And the reality is it's just going each month or so, every few months, it's getting less and less and less. And how did it affect me as a person going? At first, I was just really insecure about it. I felt really self-conscious. Imagine if you stood outside and it gets windy and your hair goes back and you just look bald and it used to make me really insecure. It used to make me really insecure at first. But getting through it was basically shit. Do you know that taking that leap of faith to shave it off, that leap of faith thinking, do you know what? I'm just going to shave my head. I have to shave my head. And I was a bit scared. I put it off for ages thinking, nah, I'm not going to do it. Then I thought it was very liberating. But once I'd done it, I've looked in the mirror. I thought, I don't look bad. And then once I'd done it once, I thought, that's it. I look better. And people say, oh, you look better, by the way. People tell me that I look better without hair. So that's what made me accept it more. And then going from there, it's not a problem anymore. Not in my mind anyway. So next question. Have you ever been depressed? If yes, how did you deal with it? Have I ever been depressed? I don't think I've ever been depressed. I've ever been down. Yep, I've been down. How do you deal with it? It's not always easy. Sometimes you're just feeling really bad, feeling sorry for yourself. Sometimes I just, I think, what would I do if I was coming down or something like that? I'd just like keep myself to myself in a room somewhere and we go quiet and try and recharge. Have I felt down? Yeah, I felt down. I don't think I've been depressed though. No, I don't think I've been depressed. But have I been really down and really depleted and rock bottom? Yeah, I have. Hating myself, really upset, wanting to do better but didn't know how. And how did I deal with it? I think what's the best thing to deal with it was reading books about psychology and people and loads of other things, and about people pleasing and about self-acceptance. The list can go on and on about reading. And also I used to, what did I do? Exercise is a big one for me. It's massive for me. That makes me feel good straight away. Just training, exercising, being out in nature, talking to nice people sometimes to give me a pick me up, sharing my problems with other people, to come away from that, let's say, depressed feeling, down feeling. So yeah, that's all I've got to say about that one. So that's just my quick take on depression. Sorry, I've not covered everything. I think I do need to do a more in-depth video in the future. I will make one soon, actually. I'll do a bit more research on it and then share it with people regarding depression and about different topics in and around it. But I know it's a kind of thing that people avoid as well. Sometimes they don't want to talk about it. They just want to ignore it, brush it under the carpet. But I think it's important to talk about it because once you talk, like I said, once a problem shared is a problem halved, and then you can start to dissect it and analyze it and then move forward. So anyway, so now, obviously, I'm finished talking about depression for now because that's enough of that. It's Good Friday, for God's sake. It's bank holiday weekend in England, so we get Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off work, which is amazing. So let's be a bit more. I want to be a bit more positive now. But just lastly, just to say, I think I've already said it, but if you are feeling depressed and it's too much, please. There's a lot of things. If you look online, Google or whatever, there's lots of help groups out there or helplines out there to help you if you want it, and look into that if you can, if you need that help. So yeah. So anyway, so I'm going to move on to something more positive. The first thing I've got here, you can't really see it because of the light there, is You Got This. And You Got This is a book of positive quotations. So I'm going to pick one randomly out of it and then discuss it a little bit. So I've got one here. It's Audrey Hepburn. You can't really see that, sorry. Anyway, I'll read it out because you can't really see it with this webcam that I'm using today. So it mentions nothing is impossible. The word itself says I'm possible. So again, let's read it again. This is Audrey Hepburn, by the way, if anyone's heard of her. So nothing is impossible. The word itself says I'm possible. So nothing is impossible. You can. Well, most things aren't impossible. You can do things. You have the potential to do well. It does take time, obviously, but just believe in yourself. It's just a reminder. A lot of these quotations, right? We all know this stuff. It's basic stuff. We all know it. We just forget it. It's easy done as well, especially with the pressures of life, etc. But it's good to. I think it's good. Quotations, I think, can help. It's like a little bit of a help in life. So it is possible. You are. I'm possible. It is possible to do well. It is possible to be. Don't give up. Basically, is all I'm going to say about that one. So I'm going to move on. The next thing I'm looking at is these cards. It's called the Wellbeing Cards. They are the teachings of Abraham Hicks, Esther and Jerry Hicks, which is basically law of attraction. And there's basically there's loads of cards. I'm going to pick one out at random, and then I'm going to read it out, and then I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to discuss it a little bit in the best way I can in a live format. So I'm just going to randomly pick one out without looking at them. So I've got here a nice little card, and it says, "It is my dominant intent to look for what I want to see." I'm going to continue. So I'll say it again. It is my dominant intent to look for what I want to see. So as you deliberately look for things to appreciate, praise, or enjoy, you achieve a vibrational harmony with your own source. And with all that is good. And then the powerful law of attraction brings more good things to you. So it is my dominant intent to look for what I want to see. So it's putting that intent out there, isn't it? I'm trying to think about this now. So it's if you're thinking, oh, I hate that, I hate it, it's rubbish, I hate that. That person does my head in. This situation does my head in. And what you're going to attract? We all do this because thinking about waking up on Monday morning, you're going to work, think, oh man, I know I'm working with such and such a body today. Oh, it's going to be horrible. But that's the intent that you're putting out there. You're going to attract more of it. I believe in this, man. And it's easier said than done. But your intentions are negative, aren't they? They're this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem. And you keep saying it in your head. Repeat. And it's no good. It is no good. And some people will do it on steroids. They don't stop, do they? But to think about this law of attraction is what the intent is. It's easier said than done, but what's the intent? I intend to speak well. I like it in this video. I intend for this to help somebody. I intend for this to be from I intend that I can communicate clearly enough. I intend to do well with this. Put positive spin on it. I can do this, etc., etc. And this can do it. Let's think about like thinking, oh, I've got enough. I'm wealthy. I've got abundance. I've got a roof over my head. I've got food on the table. I can pay all my bills. I'm secure. I'm safe. I'm good. And I think that can be powerful, and it can attract more good things rather than the bad. But obviously, you're not always going to get it right. You can't be positive all the time, in my opinion. Maybe some people can. If anyone can, then please share that with us. But me being more of a realistic person is you can't always positive all the time, but try and stay in the negativity less, really. Imagine positive scenarios more than the negative. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So that's the end of the law of attraction bit. So now I'm going to move on. This is a calendar. I can't show it you on the screen, sorry, because it just won't really show very well. This is Vex King. Good Vibes, Good Life is the book. But this is basically, it's just a calendar. And today, obviously, it's Friday the 18th. Good Friday. So this is the quote that's on there. This calendar's just got loads of quotes from the book, basically. And I'm just going to read it out. And then I'm going to discuss it a little bit. So the future is never certain. And the things you're planning for or worrying about might never happen. But right now it's happening already. You're in it. Make it count. I want to repeat this again. The future is never certain, and the things you're planning for or worrying about might never happen. It's linked to what I've just said with that other quote there. But right now it's happening already. You're in it. Make it count. So let's break it down. The future is never certain. No, it's not. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. That's where anxiety can come in, isn't it? You're worrying about the future. You're thinking, oh, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. Oh, no, this is bad. This is bad. Which is no good. And remember, the things that you're planning for or worrying about, they might never happen. Because tomorrow's not promised to anyone, is it? There's that. And you might be planning for something. You might be planning to get that job, and you might not get it. You might get it. You never know. Or you could be worrying about things. You can worry about the future, but it's not happened yet. And it might happen. It might not do. But just remember, the only thing that we have is the present moment. And think of the power of now. The present moment is, think of the word present. The present time is now, isn't it? And what's present mean? It's like a gift. The only gift you have is right now. So make the most of it. You're in the now obviously. And just make it count. Make every second count, because life's short. Life's not easy. But it can be good as well. Just make the most of it, man. So I'm going to leave. I think that's it. That's all I've got to say on everything. If you want to check out my channel, please do. It's Inspirational Ambivert. I've got a lot more videos on there. They're a lot more polished than this one because this is live. So check it out if you want to see more content. Please like and subscribe if you can. Thank you to anyone that's watched. I hope that you all have a great Easter weekend, if you believe in that kind of thing, whatever. But I hope you have a nice day, a nice weekend, nice Easter weekend, whatever. If you've got any questions or comments, please just comment and I'll answer them. I will respond and I'll answer them the best I can. But thank you for your time. Try and look after each other. Life's hard. Just try and be kinder to each other if you can. And live the best life you can as well. So thank you for your time and goodbye.